everyone, I'd like to just share with you what I have been working on. I've been trying to organize my stamps and my inks because I've found that I don't really use them that much, and I think a lot of it has to do with that it was all just piled into one giant container and I kind of forgot what I had, or I just didn't feel like digging through it. So for this reason, I started with my clear acrylic stamps. The best way I have found to organize the clear acrylic stamps is to actually purchase some clear CD covers, and I actually stamped the image on the white piece of paper and then slipped it into the case like you would any other ordinary CD cover. And then when you open it up, you just stick your clear stamps right on the circle part of the image. You can see there. And I actually did that with all of my CDs. An idea would be is to maybe just put these in a CD holder, but personally I like to just have them in a stack so I can grab them off the counter and quickly just thumb through it to find exactly what I need. So this will all just depend on how many stamps you have. The next item I'd like to discuss with you is maybe just thinking outside of the box and maybe looking at some old containers that you have stored in the basement that you don't use anymore. I actually got this clear case as a gift that just had ink pads and pens in it about 4 or 5 years ago. I kept it in the basement, wasn't sure what to do, and I decided it's probably the best storage for some of my foam stamps. So that way I can actually just pull it off the shelf, look through it, and I can see which foam stamps I have. Now this container is actually thicker than what the foam stamps are, so I actually just took some cardboard that I had and cut up some pieces so it would firmly hold all of my foam together, so that way when I open it up I can see the rest of my stamps here. So I think it's really good to think outside of the box and maybe recycle some of the containers you already have. Another example of that is actually what I'm using right here. These are 3 separate containers I got from the dollar store about 5 or 6 years ago. I was using them in my bathroom for hair products and makeup, and when I no longer had use for them, I just threw them in the closet in the basement and didn't think much of them. Well, I decided it's probably the best size for my ink supplies, so I took some fish lines so you can't see them, tied them together to help them stay secure and as one, and then I put my supplies in it. Like the top, I'll have my cleaning, my ink pads, and my clear blocks, and then the rest of my ink pads down here. And as you know, when you buy your ink pads, often the containers are black and white. They're meant to stack, but for some reason they put the color on the top and write the name of the color on the bottom on a lot of your stamps. Well, this isn't very handy if you're going to have them stacked. So what I decided to do is I got a round punch, one that was about 1.5 inches in diameter, and then I cut the circles in half after I've punched them with just regular copy paper. Then I took those little half moon shapes, pressed them in the ink pad, and then put a little scotch tape on the end, like this. So often we can mark what colors ink pads are, but a color can be quite different than what the color name can actually be quite different from what you're looking for. So for this reason, I like to actually stamp the color so I know exactly what I'm looking for before I even take it off the shelf. Well, I hope this helps you, and feel free to comment on my page. Thank you.